Hey guys, and welcome back to Trekyards. He is Commander Cockings.
He's got a Foley.
And today we're here to talk about a new Lower Decks episode, episode 6 of season 4, Parth, Ferengi's Heart Place. It's a very difficult title to say.
Stuart, we're now over halfway. The pew pew aliens are back. What do you think of the episode?
The pew pew alien thing was good. I like that part. The episode was just kind of all right in my opinion. It made me really despise Lita and Rom, which I didn't like. Two of my most favorite characters from DS9. It's kind of like the end kind of redeemed it a little bit, I guess. But it was funny. The Boimler getting sucked into the television drama, and also the pretend relationship between Rutherford and Tendi when you thought they were so close. It's like Mike McMahon says, no, they're not in a relationship, guys. They're just best friends. Or maybe they do have feelings like that. They just are not willing to admit it. So yeah, it was just kind of all right. I enjoyed it enough. It's kind of just been on par with the last few episodes as far as, it's very good, but it's not anything that stands out for me. That being said, we got a USS Toronto. That was awesome. Parliament class. That was great to see as well. So, and yeah, Freeman is really showing off her captaining chops very well. So, yeah, characters are getting things to do, and even Mariner coming to terms with she's kind of self-destructive, and Ransom just being there for everybody, checking in on everybody, and being a good first officer. I mean, it's really. The crew's really changed in season 1, I think, and I love seeing that. So, yeah, it was good. I enjoyed it, but wasn't the best of the season or anything like that. I expected more out of when Rom and Lita were returning for, but it made them feel a little bit sleazy. And I know they're a Ferengi, but they know the Federation very well. I thought they would have gone about things differently dealing with the Federation, so that's kind of where I stand on it. How about you? What did you think?
Would it shock you to learn my guts is my favourite of the season so far?
It would not shock me to learn that at all.
Oh, why not?
Because Star Trek The Experience.
Oh, well, yeah, that too. Yeah, that too. No, this is the only one of the season that I think I liked all of the plot lines, A, B, and C, which is not said for the rest of them. So at no point did anything drag, even with Boimler getting literally a room D plot. But it was funny. I grinned at multiple points this episode because just the idea of them joining the Federation, the Ferengi, was a lovely idea to throw in. The idea of going and doing an excuse to look around is a very we love the fans, let's look around thing. The Ferengi I thought were well represented for the most part, both being some Ferengi-like, some not as Ferengi-like, some naked ladies in the background, many clothed ladies. A broad spectrum of the society was represented, and yet the in-jokes and the logic behind it. Mariner, it's both repeating her previous plot threads, but she's running out of plot threads to repeat, as in she did the self-sabotage on a mission, now she does self-sabotage on a away team, and it hasn't worked again, so she's running out of vices she can use and fail at, so it does work in that respect. But the jokes of the memorial is good, the bar's funny, there's enough elements inside individual stories that each of them holds up really well, and the Rutherford and Tendi thing is fun overall. It's the reverse, will they, won't they, force them to will, and you're still left to wonder at the end, will they, won't they in the future, because clearly they like each other, but you can be platonically love each other as well, of course. And of course, going to the experience was a beautiful moment. I sort of didn't let out a tear, but I let out a hey, aww. I just wish they hadn't done so many close-ups, because it's sort of, you don't see the room unless you be Trekyards and you stop and you pause and you freeze frame. But that's also my job, so that's fine. And of course, seeing TOS and TNG and Voyager, that was a very, very, very effective use of fan love showing old stuff that was both meta and in universe and logical. There's the old going to go into an American restaurant in Taiwan. It's what is stereotypical food. Those concepts are interesting. So seeing what the Federation restaurant is like and how gimmicky it is a very good concept. So I thought all of it worked pretty well. Rom, obviously they play it pretty hard. He's dumb, but he's not dumb. So you're left wondering straight away, okay, what's the play here? And Alita's playing. You can tell she's playing from second 5, which is good. And certainly, I don't imagine they would have put the final treaty through the one they own the Federation with. They were playing chicken, contract chicken, because if they can't smell a bad deal, they're not worth being in league with. Especially after the Iranian War. Like, these aren't Federation he knew. Rom only knew the people on the station. He never did the Defiant stuff when they left the station. He only ever knew the officers on DS9. He never went to Earth. He never did anything else. So he has a very small subset of liking the Federation. And he was obviously Bajoran leadership. So he never really did Federation interaction per se. And so, now is his chance to truly change the societal development of their culture. It makes sense he, test them. And he tested them hard, and then, the mum won out. It's not subtle, though. Like, it's pretty clear what they're doing. They wasn't played tremendously smart, but of course, they're desperate. So I think it will work quite well. Although I kind of wish more dialogue from the two of them. But that's with everything, right? Just happy to have them and happy to whatever. Although you can kind of tell he didn't have his teeth in, and Armin Shimon did have his teeth in, and they sounded pretty much perfect. You can tell Rom didn't, and he kind of sounded a bit too human. Like, 20% too much, but you can tell. So that's why I kind of think it all worked.
I thought they got enough dialogue, honestly. They got more than I anticipated they would. But yeah, I didn't get the sense that they were... they seemed kind of sinister for a while, and I just didn't like it. It does make up for it at the end, but... yeah. Love how Rom signs his name, too. Like a 4th grader. Rom.
It's tricky, because he's a terrible Ferengi, but he's running Ferenginar. So he's got to be both a Ferengi and not a Ferengi. But it's lovely to see them work together. You can tell on the same page entirely. And I just needed one scene of him after pretending to be an idiot to be really smart, to bring it all together. Like, rather than too many baseball jokes. I don't like baseball. He didn't do enough baseball in the show to warrant that as the joke, right? I wish he'd gone into like his tinker room because he's an engineer. And he built this amazing thing, and wow, you just solved how to do this and this. I tinker, small thing, but he's not a baseball guy; he's an engineer / Grand Negus.
I did like the beginning where they were throwing away disruptors and stuff, and it's like, these are worth a fortune. Well, we're not selling arms anymore because of the Negus. I like that part.
Yeah, well, it's the first time we're ever seeing anything that references it, so they did a good job setting the scene, and of course. It's there, but also you kind of forget it as soon as the rest of the episode plays out. But a Ferengi summoned the aliens. That's important. Knew they were coming, planned they were coming, didn't expect to get killed. That's a big deal. That means they aren't hyper-alien people who you can't communicate with. They're people who can be negotiated with, potentially. I don't know. Does that help us work out who they are?
I don't think so. That part kind of got me a little bit. I was like, okay, we're going to get some kind of answer here, and then no, just the same thing happens again, which makes me think that maybe he was expecting somebody else, and then this ship showed up first, maybe, because I don't think he would have made a deal with them necessarily. I don't buy that.
Well, we don't know who they are, though. That's the thing.
Well, exactly. I still don't buy that it was he arranged to contact them necessarily.
Oh, I did 100%, because the Ferengi are the guys who would be the neutral party. And that guy clearly wanted to take over and be a bit more powerful. So if you can make allies with whoever this new faction is, there you go. But they're not interested in doing whatever. But again, what's the point in just destroying a ship at a time? Well, I guess they do say later on they are active. These alien ships are actively damaging the shipping lanes for the Ferengi. So that's why Negus. That's why Rom wanted to, they need Federation help, because the Ferengi aren't a military, right? Starfleet has an ostensibly military force. So they're doing that much damage. So they're attacking Romulans, Klingons, Orions, Ferengi, all the main factions. And we still know nothing about them except they can be talked to. I mean, is it just they're the Mirror Universe guys? Because what people, as pointed out on Drunkyards, it looks like an Agonizer, like a good 80% of an Agonizer design. Is that interesting? Does this help? That it kind of explains. There you go. Kind of explains why you think you can negotiate with them because they're people but then they're not. And it would certainly be kind of fun if you end up hiring every guest actor this season. They all come back as Mirror counterparts at the end. So you got Mirror Paris from season 2, Mirror Rom. You know, it'd be kind of a silly joke, wouldn't it? Have everyone back as Mirror. I don't know. Is that are you more convinced it's Mirror Universe now, having seen this episode?
No, not at all. Not at all. I just, like I said, I noticed the shape similarities between the Agonizer, but there's also a lot of other things that's similar shape too. So it was just kind of a theory that I threw out there. So yeah, the Star Trek experience was really cool. I wish, like you said, I wish we would have seen more of it. But seeing the Enterprise D and the Voyager hanging up just like in Vegas was a very nice touch.
And I was so young and we did it so quickly. I don't personally remember seeing them as an active thing. Like, wow! I just remember the bits I saw. We had an hour to do the entire thing, and we zipped through the one thing. And so I never went to Quarks. I never saw. I really didn't experience it in a way that's meaningful, except the bridge bit. But I've seen enough pictures, obviously, and know it meant to people. But I mean, what a clever way of using the canon of real life. Could have done a bit more, but that's always these things, right? But the fact they had, once again, Stuart, TOS shuttle, TOS uniforms, no ifs or buts.
And you guys saw Ferengi dressed as a Vulcan, one as a Klingon. That was cool. And then seeing them in the TNG uniforms.
That was good. They look really good. They're really
good. Security officers, yeah. Yeah, it's good.
Because we've done, for our personal avatars, we've done variations in different uniforms. But I don't know if we've seen a TNG... Oh, no, Data. I guess the toy Data bath soaps. They look really good. And I was shocked how generally intimidating tall Ferengi in TNG Gold could be. That's pretty intimidating. This is good, yeah.
What did you think of the Tendi and Rutherford stuff? Because you get the indication that they do find each other attractive, and once they start admitting it, they're kind of like, oh, ugh. And then it kind of goes weird a little bit. Mm-hmm. And then at the end, it's like, oh, yeah, they're shoved in a Jeffries tube on top of each other. It's just so natural that they should be together. They just don't see it, I guess. But anyway, they could just be friends.
It always it's a perspective thing, isn't it? It's
yeah.
Depends what you're looking for. It's fun, and I appreciate how nice the Ferengi are with them. It shows the development as a culture that Rom has made great progress. She's not being a problem being not naked, and they're being treated well. I think Ferengi relationships are always a bit odd in themselves, right? So this was it was nice to see. Although it's all the more funny when Ransom walks in when he gives them the meeting and say, turns out we're the horniest yet single crew in Starfleet. What the hell? Wow, okay, Mike, but man, that's a statement to say. So there's a lot of pairing off going, casual pairing off in the crew, and those are the closest platonic people in the crew, which they knew. It's very odd, right? But it's you're forcing a situation. I mean, obviously, when you start adding the blush animation, you're saying to the audience this is a meaningful thing. But there's so many small, nice moments, obviously, and they both look great in their outfits. And I kind of wish they had pushed the trivia game a little bit further, a bit more fun, by having, we always say this, but they already had people in TOS uniform, TNG. If they'd said, what's your favourite 2370s ship? The Saladin, and you see a hologram of Saladin, right? You could have had that. There could have been those things pop in. And can you imagine if they'd made that reference to Rutherford, then he could have made the same reference to Tendi. Say, what was your favourite? What is Tendi's favourite Orion captain? And you could say the captain from Strange New World, who discovered the time portal, and you show low deck's version of him. You could have, if you're going ship and tech red, you could have made that even funnier, because those of course they're both shippy people. That was cute. I mean, I don't know how to feel at the end of it. We don't need love triangles or love stories in lower decks. Honestly, it's fine without. But it was kind of fun to, elaborate and the edible chocolate naked people was a thing.
I love when Miglomo showed up too, and it's like, ooh, he's gonna ruin it. And then I love the way that was played, the whole homewrecker package. Poor Miglomo is gonna be so confused. He's gonna get back to the ship thinking that they're together, and
not together because of them.
Well, exactly. He's gonna feel bad. He's gonna feel guilty.
I mean, talk about he'll feel like he's not a very good psychiatrist who doesn't know that two of his crew got married. You'd think you'd at least have to, in Starfleet, say if you're in a relationship, just because it's a workplace, right? And then also married. Yeah, I mean, it's a ludicrous out for a ludicrous story. But it's so silly that it works. Okay. You know, like it's, you know, it's like you're writing yourself into a hole. How do you do it? We'll dig a different hole. And it makes loads of fun. It's fun. I like it. Again, all of it was fun. And because it was Ferengi and also first time Ferengi in any meaningful way after DS9, it feels weighty versus just random planet, random alien race. It has it means something.
It's interesting too that Freeman was like totally on the ball and the Admiral was like just flubbing through it all. I love that because it's showing her progression as well. As I said earlier, like her and Ransom, I think really look good in this episode for sure. And I love that they're focusing on other characters and not just our mains. Like, yeah, Boimler was kind of sidetracked in this episode. So I think that's great.
Well, he seems to either get a heavy primary focus or entirely sent off. You know, he got a big... He died recently, but also he's just been stuck in rooms or stuck doing a thing for a long time. But if it's a funny idea, and seeing, you know, Ferengi TV drama is great. And of course, a non-money society and a non-TV society, and you're not going to have ads and holo programs. So I like the juxtaposition of the context of, yeah, and there's a reason why people like trash, because it's just intriguing and fun and weird.
Yeah. You look kind of rough at the end there, and then they come in with the energy whip. That made me laugh. And Ransom's just sitting there like, oh, I love that guy.
Yeah, he's been dead once. He can survive energy whips. It's all good. Yeah, it was interesting to see so much progression without necessarily fully progressing, because you kind of, the mum is feeling as if she's sort of going to the edge of where a California class can keep her, but also she makes stupid mistakes like the computer planet ring. But also I like the idea that, yeah, the Admiral's been doing this negotiation for days, weeks, months. He's done, and he just wants to get it done. And I love, you know, the fact the contract's been confirmed, done, it's ready, and yet they want to open up one thing, and that's why everything falls apart, because he should have said no. You know, bargaining, they've done the bargaining. It was, you know, it was his weakness, right? To you know, taken in by a stupid opponent. So it's his fault, right? He was too tired and too whatever. But you've got to always have your wits with you, with Ferengi, and of course, you know, convert one planet to the cause, Kronos. That's impossible. Yes. Although I did not think that, because the way I remember her framing the sentence was, you must convert one planet. She didn't say in her pre-signed speech, one planet of our choosing. Like, she misled them, and I felt like she lied to them, because you can't say, we can drink, you have to just drink one drink, but I meant this drink.
That was the one Ferengi ruled about fine print, or small print, which she used to play against them.
Yeah, but it's saying one thing and meaning another.
That's what the Ferengi do, though. She was just pulling a Ferengi trick on them.
Yeah, I know it's a Ferengi trick, but it is absolutely a lie. Just because it's in the fine print, you are not representing it correctly at all, because it's not what she said. Of our choosing.
That's how most contracts are, though. Honestly, if you don't read the fine print, you could get screwed that way, because they just don't tell you the things. So,
which is why I like, you know, them saying we want 10% of the back end of all holo projects in perpetuity. It's like, do we do that?
There is no back end, but okay.
Yeah. We could take on any Starfleet ship, even if we draw the Federation. Wow, you guys are pitching hard there. But it's like I say, it was contract poker. Because I don't think they would have signed it. They said, guys, you're not ready for this. Like, no, it was good. It was all good.
I think I like it a little bit better after having talked to you. I've only watched it the once. Just got off of it, haven't had much time to think about it, so I'll need to rewatch it, obviously, for my next rewatch, and we'll see how it goes. And then our live will be interesting later today, so make sure you join us for that.
Well, like
subscribe to the channel.
What really stands out to me is that all three plots are good, which has not been the case the rest of the season. Like, even the Voyager one, some of them was like, yeah, that's okay, but like they sort of had all of it was solid. So it's not the best story, but I think it overall had the strongest beats, considering. That would be my final note on that.
So let us know your final notes. Comment down below, subscribe to the channel, click the notification bell icon so you don't miss our lives, which I said is later today. We'll talk about this scene by scene, do a complete breakdown. Should be fun, so make sure you join us for that.
And support what we do here via Patreon or join the channel. Both are monthly. Any and everything each month is absolutely essential to what we do here on the Trekyards channel, or super chat on a live, super thanks on a video, PayPal at the trekyards@hotmail.com email, or just, start a playlist on Trekyards, walk over your PC and let it run through the 4,000 videos. Hey, either one. All the above. Hey, whatever. Up to you.
Do all the things. Just read the fine print first. Anyway, until next time, he's Commander Cockings.
Captain Foley. Bye, guys.
See you guys later.